You are listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
All right, what's going on, everybody? It's Jerry Royce Live Worldwide. You're listening to a smaller version of the late night show, but we actually are recording this show a little early in the day. We're still testing a lot of our system, but we're so excited about our late night show, and we hope everybody would be responsive to it. So we hope you guys enjoy it, and hey, positive power. That's what it is. All right, tonight we got a special guest, but before we bring him on, we're going to hear from one of our favorite artists, and that's going to be my girl Angel Sessions out of California. So we're going to let her open up the show before we bring in Carlo Tamarit. I hope I'm saying his last name correctly, but we're going to give him a chance to come out here and tell you a little bit about his new book that's out. That's right, he got a new book out called the Miracleman Series, and we're excited to know exactly what this is. All right, so hold tight, everybody. Here we go with Angel Sessions, The Great I Am.
Yeah, he's so great. Yeah, he's so great. I am. He's so great. Yeah. great I am, great I am, great I am, the great I am, the great I am, great I am, great I am, the great I am, the great
You're listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
Can you feel the power? Can you feel the power of 21? Welcome to Positive Power 21 with Late Night with Jerry Royce Live Worldwide. Enjoy this presentation. All right. What's going on, everybody? I'm back. It's Jerry Royce Live on the Late Night Show. We have Carlo Tamarit on the show tonight. Welcome to the show, Carlo. How you doing tonight?
Thank you very much, Jerry. I am doing great.
All right, man. And you have to pronounce your last name for me in my audience, man. Pronounce your last name for me.
Well, what pronunciation do you want? The regular one or the Cuban one?
Give us the one that everybody can say.
Okay. The way you can pronounce my last name, Tamarit.
Tamarit. All right, cool. All right, I think I got that right, Tamarit. All right, well, we're excited to have you on the show. I like the title of your new book, but before we get into the title of your book and the premise of your book, your purpose, we want to know a little bit more about you. So tell us a little bit about your background, where you come from, and what why you decided to write the book.
I can definitely do that. And hopefully I won't ramble on too much. But I was born in Miami, Florida, okay? And when I graduated from high school, I went to Gainesville, Florida. I went to the University of Florida. So go Gators. I love that place.
That's right.
And I lived in Philadelphia for a little while and then moved back to Gainesville and then eventually over here to St. Petersburg. I mean, I can go on and on and on. Everyone knows when people are born, they're born like the date of their birth. I like to say that for me, my birth didn't happen until about, I would say, 2 years ago. Okay? And I mean, everyone has their life stories. You know, you're growing up, you party, you do the things that you do with friends, with family, and all that other good jazz. Me, it was like I was sort of, I don't want to be too off base here, but sort of born again because I got a bad relationship. I mean, and I started doing things for myself. I started doing things that I like to do. So it's not so much about where I'm from. It's more like where I'm currently at.
Right.
Okay? So for me, where I'm currently at, other than physically here in the wonderful downtown area of St. Petersburg, Florida, all right, I'm currently in a good place. Okay? I started doing things on my own and for myself. I got back into running. And I used to hate running because back in the days when I was in high school, I ran for a coach who was, from my perspective, one of the worst people. I mean, he would run you. He would run you into the ground. I mean, I was running, and we were practicing, and then this one girl passes me, and he's like running along parallel to me. He's like, "You're gonna let a girl beat you?" And of course, that fired me up. So I ran past her, and then I collapsed, like literally collapsed after that. So, but I didn't like that. Okay, that's why I never did running for a long time. And then here I am hanging around downtown St. Petersburg, and I met a couple friends from a social running club. I mean, they're friends now, but at the time I didn't know they would be. And I didn't realize how much fun and infectious this running would be for me, how much healthier for me it would be. And now I associate with an awesome group of friends from that social club, and I've gone camping with them. I've never camped before in my life, all right? I can honestly say that especially in Florida, I did camping in Florida in Ginny Springs, and I can honestly say that camping and I just don't mix, especially when your tent is getting rained down on, and I'm actually sleeping in the wrong way where my feet are higher than my head, and I can feel the water and the sort of like creep up. Like, wait a minute, I'm sleeping the wrong way here. What is this in my tent? What's going on here? Okay, so that's one of the things that I got from the running club. But we've raised money for Susan G. Komen for breast cancer research, Wounded Warriors Project. I threw a project together where a lot of people showed up, and we raised money for Big Brothers Big Sisters,
Right.
and I started exploring other avenues and other things that I used to like. I went to a couple of art shows. I went to a fabulous resort, and all these other things I'm discovering. Like, wow, I like doing this kind of stuff. I can be my own person, my own man. So when I started feeling this kind of thing, I started feeling a lot better. I started having a lot more fun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I get I always look for any excuse to have a good time or on a very rare occasion dress up, especially for Halloween. Halloween is actually one of my favorite holidays. I get to dress up and have a good time.
That's right.
And also with the things that I've been doing, I can also give back. I used to work for Walgreens for 10 years.
Wow.
And yeah, I mean, it was a great position. I mean, it was a great position up until the first 5 years. And then the last 5 years, like, oh, good Lord, I can't stand this anymore. I mean, not to bring up any drama or anything like that. That's just the problem with it. There was too much drama. It got to the point where it's so bad, I had to take 4 weeks of sick leave. Like, I can't do this. It's not healthy being here. Eventually, they let me go, like, sure, no problem. And I started going into sales and all this other stuff, and I started having this free time. And now I find myself in a position where I get to give back. I was at food banks down in Bradenton, Sarasota area, helping the churches out with, the people and giving food to the people who live in those neighborhoods. Mm-hmm. Okay, helping them out with their health insurance if that's what they needed. And I started realizing that there is more to life than just simply going through the motions and day in, day out, not doing what you love.
That's right.
Okay.
Right.
I mean, and I had to learn this lesson after a very bad breakup. Okay. Now, not to get too heavy, again, I wasn't the best man on the face of the planet. I admit it. Okay. Mm-hmm. But when you make a mistake and when you fall down hard and you get back up and you learn from it, and then you know that you have your friends and your family and your people and anyone else in your corner, and you start giving yourself a chance and start giving yourself a little bit of faith, you'll find that you'll find what you love to do and you'll do it. Okay?
It's true. That's true.
So, I mean, like I said, I could ramble on and on and on and on. That is me. That is me now. This was not me 5, 10, 15 years ago. I used to be one of the laziest people on the face of the planet. And then, to a certain extent, I still am. Okay? But if I didn't have my family, if I didn't have my friends, God knows where I would be. Okay?
All right, Carlo, we're going to take a quick music break. And the sponsor of this show is Angel Sessions. And you can hear her also on Transforming Lives with Pastor V. That's right. You can hear Pastor V Bible Study, her Bible radio show right here on Positive Power 21. You can go right out to the website at positivepower21.org. And you catch her on her Facebook page at Pastor Virginia Singleton. And, hey, what else can I say? She gives an awesome, awesome Bible study. You have to join us on Thursday right here on FCC HD, where you can get our phone number is 605-562-3140, and the access code is 895-455. And again, you get all the information on our website. And don't forget about Done With Debt. That's right. Sophia Jacobs will be here on Friday. We'll be podcasting live on Facebook, so you get a chance to catch her seminar on how to get out of debt, because we know we're overspending ourselves. All right, here we go with Angel Session, and we're going to listen to one of my favorite ones. Listen.
Mm-mm. You I had to ask was even authors think before they unfold. Never lies. He never lies. He's always looking out for us, wanting your attention. Did not mention it is his decision. Your life is in his hands. If we close our ears and won't hear what he has to tell us, he knows what's best. He will never fail us. He never did you wrong. He never did you wrong. What did he say? You hear. What did he say? You hear. Listen, listen, listen. Listen up. What did he say? You hear. Oh, you hear. Listen up. Listen, listen, listen.
All right. That was Angel Session Listen. And don't forget to visit her at angelsessions.com. She got T-shirts. She got loads of music. And you're talking about somebody who's leading the contemporary urban gospel category on Amazon. And she's independent. So we have to sponsor our own, everybody. The Shrike Independent. Shrike, break down the corporate takeover. Their time is up. But I'm not going to hate, though, because they put a lot of our kids through college. So here we go. That's right. This is Spread the Love, Spread the Love. All right, we're here with Carlo Tamarit. He's here to talk about his book, Miracleman, Dawn of the Age of Heroes, now available on Amazon, Kindle, Goodreads, Apple iBooks, and Barnes & Noble's Nook. That's right. And that's Facebook.com/Miracleman Series. Carlo Tamarit, and you can get him at ctamarit@icloud.com, and that's CTAMARIT, like Tom. All right, Carlo, you told a great story, man. I know the ladies probably want to hear about what happened to your breakup.
Are we getting questions about that already?
But we're here to talk about your book, man, because you want to sell it. And before we take our second break, we're going to get into this book, Miracleman. So let's tell us first, man, why you write Miracleman?
This goes back to the first segment, where I was. I started collecting comic books way back when I was 13 years old, right? And when my parents started raising their eyebrows as to why I was just reading that, my mom challenged me and started giving me novels to read. One novel didn't work, another novel didn't work, and the second novel did, or third novel did, and that's when I started learning to love, to read. So I started reading comic books, and I started reading novels, and I started reading these things, and I liked getting lost in the stories. Now, of course, I'm getting immersed in reading at a time when, you know what, we're all teenagers. You know what happens when teenagers start growing up? You know, their mindsets change, their emotions are out of whack. Everything's, to say that it's 10 pistons firing is an understatement. It's 20, 30, 45 pistons firing, okay? Mm-hmm. And so I started not only reading, but I started to write also. I started to write these poems. I started to write little short stories here and there. I kept it all to myself, you know, read one or two here and there, but I never lost my love to write. I said, this is what I want to do. This is it, okay? But then again, what happens? Like I said, I used to be one of the laziest people on the face of the planet. So I would put that aside and I put it off. I mean, I'll write here and there, go through the motions, go do the job, get a degree from school, hang out with friends, do things that I probably would regret the next morning, okay? And I did write one book before, but when I wrote it, I was up in Philadelphia, and that's the problem. I was in a not good mindset, all right? So it was a dark, dark book, and I executed it horribly. But with Miracleman, I was just hanging out with my now ex at the time, and I was reading a story online, and I heard about a girl getting bullied because she's a fan of Star Wars, all right? And I'm like, wait a second. Now, of course, this is back in 2010 now, okay? So I'm reading the story, and it's obviously been resolved since then, but I'm like, well, wait a second, this is horrible. I mean, you start thinking these words that knives are coming out of your skin, like, this is not cool.
Right. But
I asked myself a question. I go, well, what would happen if someone was able to do something about it and tried, okay? And that's when I started writing Miracleman. Miracleman is the kind of story that I have never, ever written before in my entire life. It's completely family-friendly for one, and it's positive as heck for another. And the story started just coming out of me. And I wrote the story from the perspective of the main character who tries to turn himself into a superhero, okay, to justify and defend a bullied girl's faith in superheroes. Okay? The inspiration was there, but the rest of the story came out of me. Okay? Right. So when I'm writing Miracleman, I'm paying homage to, the stories that I grew up with. But at the same time, the story has a message. Okay? Even though the girl was the inspiration for the story, she's not the main character. She's a very important part of the piece. Okay? But the main character is a very bored and very lazy and very powerful CEO of a technology company. Okay? Mm-hmm. And I open the story with him being as lazy as usual. He's constantly reading comic books. He's constantly wasting his life away until he comes across someone in need. Okay? This dude is sitting on a mountain of money, getting through life doing nothing. The only reason why he has a company is because his father gave it to him. He inherited it. Okay? Right. And we're not trying to talk about it. We're not trying to do a poke of a parallel at current events right now. This story was written way before that happened. Okay? Mm-hmm. But this is a gentleman who's like in his mid-30s. Okay? He hasn't done anything with his life of significance at all. And all of a sudden he starts to grow up. When he makes it his mission to go after and defend this girl's faith in superheroes, he quite literally grows up throughout the entire story. All right, he starts taking charge of the company that was handed to him. He starts rallying people around his cause. He starts earning the respect of his father. All right, he starts earning the respect of people who had doubted him initially. He even gets to fall in love. Okay, and at the end of the day, he becomes the kind of hero that everyone can be. All right, mm-hmm. and it's not because you have superpowers or that you even need them. And that's one of the main cruxes of the story. But another reason why I wrote the story was to address this issue of bullying. Okay? At the time that, the whole bullying aspect was coming out, yeah, it's not so much in the news anymore, but there's still those aspects still in our everyday society in this thread. And that's a negative thing to combat. All right? And even combat is too much of a strong word. We have to combat it and address it with compassion. Okay? We're surrounded by superheroes every day. We go to work with them. I run with them. A couple of them raised me. Okay? But at the same time, we also are in a world where we're surrounded by bullies. Let's be frank about it. Okay? You look at these people who are spouting off these negative messages and trying to tear everybody down with these ridiculous comments and these trolling online and things like that. How do we handle that?
Right.
So that's another reason why I wrote the book, is because I wanted people to get that message that, hey, listen, if you have any possible way to help someone else out, to be of service, to inspire and lift up people, okay, then take the opportunity to do it, because you'll never get it again. You never know that you never know that person smiling at you might be having a bad day, and that might be what he thinks is his last day on the planet. And you return a smile to him or her, and you show some compassion and some empathy, and before you know it, you'll be seeing that person again and again and again.
That's right.
All right.
That's right.
And that's one of the things that I hope people would get from the book is that they get some inspiration. You know, my main character, I mean, if I have time to talk about the characters real quick, you know, the main character, his name is Bradley, okay? Mm-hmm. And he's a funny character. I really liked working and writing him, okay? And I liked seeing him grow. He's everything that I would want to be, okay? Wow. He is. I mean, I wrote my fantasy. This is a fictional story we're talking about here. It's got some elements of some sci-fi, a little bit of a fantasy, a little bit of adventure, a little bit of romance. It's a contemporary story from my perspective, but it also has a powerful message, social message, I believe, in being there for someone else and saving them however way you can, being of service to them. And think about it. That's an aspect of faith right there.
That's right.
Okay. Yes. I mean, Bradley's mother, one of a character that I reference a lot throughout the piece. You know, she died of cancer. And what does he do? What does he do as a young boy? And speaking of which, I go back to Bradley's childhood on a couple of occasions where he dresses up as his superheroes, and then he gets into some kind of accident. And every time he gets up from an accident, he's shooting his fist up and screaming, "I'm okay." Even as an adult, when he's trying to turn himself into a superhero and all that fails, he still does it. "I'm okay."
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. He is okay. Wow.
Exactly. But one of those instances, you know, he's trying to fight off a monster, and his mom is telling him, "No, you can't beat this monster. You have to accept it." You know. So he grew up without his mom ever since he was 10 years old. Another character named Leslie Browning, you know, she and him get pretty tight. All right? If people want to know how far it goes, buy the book and find out. Because at first she doubts him, and then she has no choice. She can't resist him anymore, and she is full throttle in his mission. And another character, and this is where things get a little bit funny, Flip-Flop. Flip-Flop is a self-aware, very, very sentient, wisecracking tablet. Mm-hmm. That is Bradley's sidekick. That little thing constantly makes fun of Bradley and pokes fun at him every chance he gets.
Wow, the sidekick.
Yes. Oh, I mean, every hero has to have someone who's in their corner, even if they're making fun of him.
That's right. That's right. They did that with Batman this year.
That's right.
His sidekick was, he was like a wall, man. He was resisting. He was always reminding him of something. You know? Exactly. Remember Alfred before?
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah. And that's another thing. Also, I hope people, if they take a chance and buy the story, they'll read and know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. There's a lot of things, and even I use one little instance where my dad always told me when I was growing up, and he said, "Endeavor to persevere." I mean, I have never heard anyone ever before or since ever use that phrase, "endeavor to persevere." He's like, and what he meant was that it doesn't matter where you are or how far down the hole you're in, you can always get back up. At least that's how I interpret it. And it's it's a phrase that I put in my book. And my dad and I were talking about it a couple of weeks back. And I said, "Yeah, Dad, it's online now. You guys can go get it." And Mom got it, of course, because she likes to do that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Well, where in the book is it?" I go, "I'm not going to tell you. You're going to have to read it and find out." Mm-hmm. So he's like, "Okay, fine. I'll read it." Okay? We had a good joke and a good laugh about that. But that's just one of the life lessons I learned from my dad.
Amen. Amen. We're talking to Carlo Tamarit. He's here talking about his book, Miracleman, Dawn of the Age of Heroes. Now available on Amazon, Kindle, Goodreads, Apple, iBook, Barnes & Noble. So hold tight, Carlo. We're going to have another station break on PositivePower21.org, Late Night with Jerry-Royce-Li. And before we take a break, we have to say we have a happy birthday shout-out to Pastor Siobhan Johnson. That's right, one of my Facebook friends. I believe she's the only one who is celebrating a birthday today. But tomorrow we have the Rasha Sandler Lovett. She has a birthday, and we're on the date of 5/11. And, of course, tomorrow is May 12th, and that'd be Lovett's birthday. And then we have Afeni Anuna. His birthday is also following up with tomorrow, following Pastor Johnson. All right, so we hope everybody have a great birthday celebration and be safe out there, and God bless you. So hold tight. We got a little piece here we're going to play with my man James L. Patterson with the James L. Patterson Morning Show. And don't forget, everybody, Positive Power 21 is a is a Christian radio station that carry other stations. So we're more like a hub. I don't know if this was in me to help develop other radio stations. That was, I guess, giving back to Radio Land and teaching people what I know, because it took me almost like 6 years to know all this information as technology grew and got better. So I wanted to introduce it to other people so they have an opportunity to monetize their talent. And that's what we're doing. And we helping people like Carlo and independent gospel artists and poets, everybody, get their voice out there, because this is the World Wide Web. And it means you're global. You're not stuck in your own little local town, but that's another story. All right, so we're going to listen to James Patterson, Better Is on the Way, and then we're going to follow up with An Observation by Tanika Joy, a beautiful poem. And she's also from the Florida area, where Carlo is. So I think that'd be great to play that while we pay homage to his book. All right. And before we go, I want to tell you this, Carlo, before I forget, man. I used to be a big comic book fan myself, man. I actually had a little small publishing company. I was 12. And I just happened to start I started running. I guess it was during the wintertime we got started, and my son was just finishing up the football season. Wanted to see him stay in shape. So I say from November up until now, man, we've been running. He's competing and he's in speed school. So we've been doing that together, man. Father and son. That was something I wanted to share with him, because I know I'm not into the gaming systems and things like that. So that's one thing
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's right. And I feel good too, man. Feel good.
Oh yeah, you feel much better when you start running or exercising on a regular basis, man. Nothing can stop you.
It is awesome. Nothing can stop you. You're right. All right, let's play this song. We're going to get back talking to Carlo. Here we go with Better Is on the Way with James L. Patterson.
Put your hands together. Put your hands together. A little something like this. Put your hands together. Come on. Put your hands together. A little something like that. Put your hands together. Put your hands together. I know you've been through your share of trials. Been smiling just to hide everything you're going through. Yeah. And I know it feels like all the odds are against you. But God told me to tell you, He's still your way maker. That means everything. Don't you give up. Better is on the way. Better is on the way. Your life is falling apart. I'm here to remind you that we may endure for a night. Yeah. But night won't last always. Expect the sun to shine. See all things work together, working in your favor to make all things better. Be encouraged, don't you give up.
Kids on the playground. Watching them is sweet, yet amusing. Amazing how they have so much to learn, yet so much to teach to so many adults who lost how to see. Brave little souls, climbing and flipping all around, going up trees, helping each other down. There was 2, now 4, now 10. And each one that shows up is automatically let into this little game that they're playing. Yet they keep making up new rules. But the love of the innocents, I think it's pretty cool. Haven't judged each other yet. Hair don't matter, and they're not checking out each other's outfits. Doesn't matter where they came from, just young souls being free. So, I'm taking this opportunity for a teaching. One kid falls and gets hurt, and they're all by her side, wiping her tears and making sure she's all right. Laughing it off, they're all back at it again. What if us adults, as strangers, were also friends? What a crazy thought, I know. But we've all got some passion we'd like to show. Most hold back for the fear of the thought of others. But these children, that's not how they view one another. Some loud and crazy, some soft and sweet, all eager to see the personality of the next kid that they meet. I suppose after so much life lived, I can understand adults not willing to be so free. But we all can try and be a little more loving. I'll close this with a question. Are you ready for this? If children can unintentionally teach us down to the soul, what is happening in between as they grow?
You are listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
All right, we're back. We're back, and we're talking to Carlo Tamarit. He's here talking about his book, Miracleman, Dawn of the Age of Heroes, available on Amazon, Kindle, Goodreads, Apple iBooks, Barnes & Noble, Nook. So check him out. Facebook page, Miracleman Series, all one word. Again, Carlo Tamarit. All right, Carlo, we appreciate you talking about your book, man. It sounds like something that's definitely a positive, man. You know, like they always say, challenges of life, it always leads you down the path of goodness, man. Something's always good is going to come out of it. And it looks like, sorry to hear about your relationship. I'm sure, she was a very loving person, and, you probably saw your future with that individual, but sometimes, God knows best. We sometimes don't understand, but look at you now, man. You doing podcasting. I'm sure you doing book signings and meeting awesome people. And who knows who's waiting for you, on your path. Somebody just as awesome. So before you close out, man, tell people where they can find you, man. Are you doing any book signings, anything like that coming up? Oh, shoot, I forgot I got him on mute. All right, sorry, Carl. I had you on mute, man. Sorry, but I forgot. I got 2 controllers.
That's all right.
No help in the studio tonight. All right, so tell us where people can find you, man. You got anything coming up?
Right now, nothing just as of yet. I'm still doing everything online. The book, when people get it, they're going to download a digital version of it. There's no physical versions right now, but there are plans for it later on. As far as book signings, I haven't booked anything up just as of yet. What I am planning on doing is eventually going to build a website to support that kind of thing so people can find out where I would be if I were to set that up. I've got a blog going on to support it at WordPress, and that information is also on the Facebook site. So basically right now the main hub is facebook.com/Miracleman Series. That's that's the starting point for everything. And once I start expanding my online presence and things of that nature and get myself in a better position, of course, I would definitely want to release it in a physical format as soon as possible. But I'm hoping people will give it a chance and go digital for a little while and get it on their devices so they can take it with them anywhere. As far as book signings, well, that's one of the things that I did when I released the book online. I have a picture with my signature on it. One day when I get a physical copy, then I'll be doing book signings and I can have my signature in real life person. Yeah, but there's a lot of plans in the works that I'm working on slowly but surely. And website is one of them. YouTube will be another. and I'm just going to continue the blog and continue the Facebook and continue pushing it as much as possible. I've spoken with a screenwriter down in the area here, so we're going to see what he says later on. And I have some other things in the works as well, too. So stay tuned. Everything is right there. Facebook.com/Miracleman Series.
That's right. And, it's funny, man, when, you look at your book cover, man, the entrepreneur in me just could see so much potential, posters and a screenplay or a web series or a drama series on a podcast. It seems like you could bring these characters to life and give people hope, man. I'm almost positive, man, that God had placed this on your heart to do this because it's going to help many, many, many people, not just one or two that decide to download it each day. But I'm talking about, your reach is probably going to be crazy, man. Probably blow your mind, where he's taking you, and I'm sure
I hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, and don't get, let's not get it wrong real quick. I mean, I am not an artist at all. The person who did the artwork, Daniel Gover, he's phenomenal. He does artwork for Marvel and DC, and he does some freelance work as well. And one of the things that I wanted to do with my book was to sort of pay it forward as much as possible, especially in the acknowledgement section, and the dedications. I make mention of a lot of people that I felt really are doing some cool things. And one of them, if I have time to say, is I met a gentleman down in Venice, Florida, and he's part of the organization. As a matter of fact, he and his wife started it, called the Social Black Belt. And what they're trying to do is equip and train teachers and school staff on how to basically tackle this bullying situation at the school level. Okay, on both sides. People who have been bullies and people who have been victims of bullies. Okay, so that's an organization that I mentioned a couple of times in the book in the acknowledgement section on the back cover and things like that. But also I try to mention them as much as possible because I think they're doing some great work, and the unique approach that they have in dealing with the situation, because if you don't deal with it now, it gets worse. Okay, I mean, again, just look at what's going on around us. Okay, but if you equip all of our kids in the schools at a young age and really show them that there's a balance in both compassion and strength in respecting each other and loving each other and caring for each other, that there's no weakness, all right, in leaning on someone else, all right, and there's definitely no weakness in showing compassion to someone who tried to raise a fist at you either. They're doing some wonderful things out there, so I'm hoping that anything I can do to support them and pay it forward as much as possible, that'll be a good thing. But yes, I'm hoping people will buy the book, enjoy it, love it, spread the word about it, and if something resonates with anyone, they're more than welcome to email me. Like you said, my email, ctamarit@icloud.com. Okay, and they can check out the blog also, ctamarit.wordpress.com. And anything I can do to help people out, that's what I want to do. I mean, I would love for my book to go everywhere, global. I can picture doing, the merchandising, the movies, the TV series. I can picture a really funny animated movie out of this kind of thing. But, that's all material stuff. That'd be great to have. But if I can really spread the message around and help people out with it at the same time, all the better. Honestly, all the better.
That's right. Sound good, man. That is awesome. We wish you the best with this, man, and check in, see what we're doing on our page. Anything anybody can help you with. We have a lot of podcasters. All you have to do is come on out to Jerry Royce Live, and you'll see their shows, and just hit them up on their Facebook page. Let them know you've been on our show, and you like to, talk to their audience just as well. And we appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, man. And, keep up the good work. Let us know when Miracleman 2 comes out.
I'm working on it already. Actually.
Right. You got the gift. All right, everybody. I forgot a few people who have birthdays tomorrow on February 12th, because I know I won't be broadcasting tomorrow. Pastor V will be up tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Don't forget about Bible Radio, Transforming Your Life, or Transforming Your Lives with Pastor V. Also, we have not just Lauren Lovey Smith, whose birthday is tomorrow. We got Monica Chambers. I actually used to work for her with the health department. And we have Damani Coates. I actually work for him, too, him and his dad. They have a publishing company, in Baltimore called Black Classic Press. And speaking of comic books, I think they're actually distributing the Black Panther magazine. I got to look into it. I'm not sure they own it now from Marvel or what, but they had a big write-up on their Facebook page. I think it was on the Black Classic Press, Paul Coates, if you want to look that up. All right, Carlo, because you never know, man. Somebody may want to pick you up as a publisher, man, so check them out.
Hey, if there's any literary agents or publishers listening to this right now, God bless you. Give me a shout-out.
That's right. And they be listening. They be watching those numbers on Amazon for sure. I'm sure when they start seeing people numbers peaking, rank 4 and 5 in that genre on Amazon, somebody's giving them a call. So
yes,
that's what it's all about, promoting and getting your name out there and meeting people. You never know who's going to get you up there. All right, everybody. Yep. I'm Jerry Royce Live worldwide on Positive Power 21.org, the late night show with Jerry Royce Live. We appreciate you guys. Y'all have a great one, and thanks for tuning in. And please share this file, because next time it may be your turn up on the show. All right? Take care, everybody.
Positive
Hey, Jerry.
21.org, Internet Radio.
You're listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
Can you feel the power? Can you feel the power of 21? Welcome to Positive Power 21 with Late Night with Jerry Royce Live Worldwide. Enjoy this presentation.